It's time to tackle this problem head on. The rise in hatred towards Indians globally. The most recent news has been making headlines. Being in Canada, we are not immune to this, although the source of our problems are just a little bit different. But make no doubt, there's a very real rise in hatred towards Indians in Western societies, and it's coming from both the political right and the political left. But before we get into the three things that you need to know about this rise in anti-Indian hate, let's back up a little bit to understand the current problem in the US and what fueled this most recent rise in anti-Indian hatred. Indian tech workers in the United States have long been the backbone of Silicon Valley, contributing to groundbreaking innovations and driving the tech industry forward. But a heated debate started brewing within the MAGA movement over their role in the American workforce. Since Donald Trump's rise to power, the Make America Great Again movement has become synonymous with strict immigration policies. But surprisingly, the focus on Indian tech workers, especially those on the H-1B visas, this is something new. Things took a sharp turn recently when entrepreneur and Trump ally Vivek Ramaswamy expressed his support for the H-1B visa program, calling it essential for attracting top engineering talent. At the same time, Sriram Krishnan, a Chennai-born tech expert, was appointed senior White House policy advisor on artificial intelligence. Ramaswamy said, "The H-1B program ensures that America remains a global leader in innovation." But not everyone in the MAGA camp agrees. Anti-immigrant voices have criticized these positions, sparking public feuds and exposing deep divisions within the movement. Elon Musk has weighed in, defending the H-1B program as crucial for tech companies. His comments have added fuel to an already fiery debate, leaving MAGA supporters questioning how to balance their immigration stance with America's need for skilled workers. Now, some of the comments that were made were outright racist, and this was further amplified by social media, particularly on X, formerly known as Twitter. All of this occurred over the holiday season, and personally speaking, I usually take a break from social media during this time, so that's why you probably didn't see me comment on it much. But now it's time to weigh in. So let's get into it. 3 essential points that you need to know about this anti-Indian hate. A lot of the time when someone says the word Indian, they never really stop to think about what does this word actually mean. By a strict definition, it can mean a person who is born and resides within the geographical boundaries of the Republic of India. But it can also refer to individuals who have ancestral roots in India, regardless of their current place of residence. This category includes people who may have been born and raised outside of India, but trace their lineage back to the Indian subcontinent. People like me, born in Canada, parents from Trinidad, but my ancestors are from India. So when we say Indian, what exactly are we talking about? We're essentially talking about the culture and the way of life that is Hindu. With almost 80% of India's population being Hindu, a rise in anti-Indian hatred is essentially a rise in anti-Hindu hatred. There's a pattern of rhetoric targeting Hindus and Hinduism in the West, and it's more layered than what it may appear on the surface. While much of the online hate uses the term Indian, it's clear that the focus is specifically on Hindus. This bias is rooted in history and ideology, playing out in the troubling ways of today. First, the examples used in these attacks references deities, culture, and individuals, and they're unmistakably Hindu. The conversation isn't about brown immigrants in general, and if we look at other immigrant groups in the USA, they haven't faced the same sort of hatred that Indians have faced. And if I had to venture a region, I would say that this is due to the fact that Indians have largely been resistant to conversions, and we as Hindus are viewed as heathens. Have you ever stopped to wonder why Hindus are hated by a segment of the population? This problem exists in any part of the Western world, as Hindu values are not seen as compatible with life in the West. The idea that Hindus and Hinduism pose a danger is not something new. It's a story that's been told for hundreds of years, going back to the colonial era when India was under British rule. What's concerning, though, is how this prejudice persists even today. As Hindus face ethnic cleansing in places like Bangladesh, parallels can be drawn to subtler forms of bias in the US. While it's unlikely that Hindus will be driven out of America or any other Western society, we can't ignore that these dynamics are being played out today. What we have here is Hinduphobia, and this was defined at the Understanding Hinduphobia conference that was held in 2022. This is the definition taken from their website. Hinduphobia is a set of antagonistic, destructive, and derogatory attitudes and behaviors towards Sanatan Dharma and Hindus that may manifest as prejudice, fear, or hatred. Hinduphobic rhetoric reduces the entirety of Sanatan Dharma to a rigid, oppressive, and regressive tradition. These stereotypes are used to justify the dissolution, external reformation, and demonization of the range of indigenous Indic knowledge traditions known as Sanatan Dharma. What this increase in hatred has shown me is that Hindus need to forge their own path in the West. We have seen how divisive the rhetoric of the right wing versus left wing has destroyed the fabric of our society, and it's clear that Hindus need to form allies with individuals and groups that share the same values. On the extreme right, we have rabid and disgusting anti-Indian hatred.
Cockroaches and parasites wiping cow dung on their face and then sleeping with white men's wives, because, he's a doctor and I could have a better life over here.
On the extreme left, we have the politics and ideologies that want to see Hinduism and Hindus broken because it is viewed as socially regressive. We can't simply align ourselves with the existing political factions. We need to make our own path, a space where we can champion the ideals of equality, opportunity, and the pursuit of happiness. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, the four goals of a Hindu life. How is any of this incompatible with a Western worldview? Dharma, righteousness; Artha, wealth; Kama, desires; and Moksha, freedom from the cycle of birth and death. Hindus must also advocate for a society that embraces diversity and inclusion in a way that celebrates the richness of different cultures while upholding the core values of our society. We simply can't align with the right or the left and think that these political ideologies neatly align with the Hindu worldview. We bring valuable perspectives from our own culture, but we also need to embrace the best of what the West has to offer. This clash over Indian tech workers highlights a broader challenge for the Make America Great Again movement. It needs to reconcile its hardline immigration policies with the realities of a globalized economy. And with Trump's history of appointing Indian origin leaders to key positions, the debate becomes even more complex. As this new administration navigates these tensions, one thing is clear. America's immigration policies and their impact on the tech industry will remain a hot topic for years to come. As a result, we as Hindus in the global diaspora will be a target in the foreseeable future. If you like what you see and heard, please do subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and family. I'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Om Shanti.